All right, so it looks like we are going to get this game underway just now. Put these into position, and looks like both of these players are ready, so let's go. You ready? Are you good?
Yeah, always good.
All right.
Changing colors for these guys. There we go.
All right, good luck, have fun. Beastyqt versus Ciara, game number 3. Winner loses, loser loses. 3rd and 4th place.
It's not exactly the best motivation, is it?
I know.
You should just put a bit of money onto this just to make the fight harder.
I know. All right, 6 pool incoming.
Let's see. No 6 pool. Maybe could be 7 pool. Could be 7 pool.
Maybe.
We shall see. All right, folks. Here we go. And I can bring you Beastyqt. He is in the yellow trunks and he is playing Terran to the northwest of this particular map, the Shakuras Plateau, versus his opponent Ciara. He is in the purple trunks and he is playing Zerg to the southeast.
I don't even know what to expect. I mean, I could try to work out the best strategies to use on this map, but the way these guys are playing right now, I don't think that's going to work out
Strategy
so well.
doesn't seem to be coming into it at the moment, honestly, so I don't really know. And
2 racks is pretty good if you want to end the game fast. It's a win or lose scenario, so...
Yeah, if you want to get really solid on the pressure right there, we'll see how it goes. I don't know, I mean, obviously, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing for the sake of just winning the game, regardless of whether or not you stand to gain anything reasonable from it, but... if you really wanted to win the game, I don't think 5 racks Reaper was the right choice.
Yeah, I mean, it could have caught somebody off guard if they went 2 Hatch Spire, but at the same time, it was a Roach.
No, it was going Roach.
Roach.
It was. It's like, I'm going to go 5 racks Reaper, and I'm going to do that without scouting what my opponent's actually doing. There are scenarios where it does work, but there's a reason why it's not a very popular strategy anymore.
So, no 2 racks coming out from Beastyqt. Probably just going to play pretty standard. I mean, pushes on this map are really good as well because you can get under the natural area with tanks, and it's pretty hard to defend. And this could basically be a GG right there. We are going to have 15 hatchery, of course, coming up here by Ciara. Pretty standard, usually followed by 14 spawning pool. Quite a safe player, yet he's going to go ahead and take a hatchery first. Wants to get 14 spawning pool. There we go. 14 spawning pool will be on its way very, very shortly. Gas taken as well. And SCV Scout's just going to pop out and do his little round, I suppose. He's a bit of a postman.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. You know, come rain or shine, the SCV will scout and have its face ripped off. That is a real piece of dedication right there.
It's a bit of a crap job too, really.
It does kind of suck. I mean,
postman's not the best job in the world anyway, but to do it in StarCraft 2...
Yeah, I mean, as a postman, you occasionally get beaten in the ass by a dog. As an SCV, you get your face ripped off by a Zergling. And honestly, I don't think the benefits package is really up there.
Yeah, I mean, I actually wouldn't mind being a postman. Really? I don't think it's that bad.
Is that a potential career change option when StarCraft 2 eventually goes out of style?
Fails, Postman Apollo is going to come knocking on your door.
Postman Apollo, yeah, that's it. You know, what's your previous experience that allows you to do this job particularly well?
Well, I've driven a lot to Manchester Airport back and forth.
That's a good start, yeah. So you've definitely done the rounds, yeah.
I've done the experience. I've got the mileage under my belt. I just haven't been in too many people's doors, but that's the easy part, I suppose. It's the driving consistently.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could make it very, very similar to your current casting job, for instance. You could do special postal deliveries for scientific research laboratories, and then you could be asked to deliver the analysis, which is what you're doing right now.
Exactly. Or every event I go to, Manchester Airport, I can do the delivery on the way.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's killing 2 birds with 1 stone right there. I
have my own little theme song as well.
I'm pretty sure postmen don't have theme songs.
Well, Postman Pat does.
Well, yeah, but he's not a real postman.
Oh, what?
That's not historically accurate. You know that, right?
Oh.
Did nobody tell you?
No. I actually was still in childhood belief that was a real story.
This is what happens when you grow up in Wales.
Oh, god damn it. Fireman Sam, not real either.
Pretty much.
Fireman Sam's fake.
Fireman Sam is actually fake, yes.
Oh, what is this?
It's okay, though. Beastyqt is going to have a little bit
of
my
childhood. What about Santa, no?
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, if Fireman Sam was real, I think Ciara might need him because there are double Hellions coming out right now for Beastyqt.
Dude, imagine the house insurance in Fireman Sam's village.
It must suck to live there. It's like, what's your population? 47. How many fires do you have per capita?
Twice a day.
About 20. Like, what? Why would you live in such a flammable place? One has to wonder.
Maybe it's a black hole in the system.
It's something along those lines. I can see Fireman Sam's village on an episode of Fringe. All right, what have you got? Well, this entire village spontaneously combusts at least twice a day. Something is clearly going on here.
Postman Pat and Fireman Sam, not real. Never mind. Anyway, third command center been put down by Beastyqt. You know, he's pretty much playing standard right now. On the other hand, we've got a Roach Warren coming down. It's interesting to go Roach Warren because roaches are pretty bad in general with roach sling against this kind of composition.
Yep.
Like Marine only beats this, so that's how bad it is. So it is an interesting decision that he's going to go roaches, actually. He may just want to go mass roaches, but at the same time, with good tank position, decent medevac count, and Marines, it's still tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough life as a roach.
Yeah, it is a tough life
Especially
as a roach.
in this matchup.
Nobody appreciates you either. Stefano appreciates you, but everyone else hates you. Idris says you're a crap unit. I mean, what kind of morale boost is that, really? It's like, you suck. You are a waste of supply.
It is. They are.
That's a horrible thing
It's like
to
you
say.
got a 200 supply, yet you only have the army of about 40. It's like, what?
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Roaches basically take up a lot of space, and they're not particularly energy efficient, and the carbon footprint is absolutely terrible.
Indeed it is. And are we going to see roach speed, though? That's the real question here. I suppose we can. I mean, there's no reason not to get it right now.
He's got
if
lair.
he wants to go Spire, then he's already messed up his fourth gas. So, roach speed, a lot of roaches on the way. They're pretty good against timing attacks, but the thing is, like, Beastyqt is taking a third base instead of opting for a timing attack. So, like, we're not even going to see Beastyqt move across the halfway map, aside with anything apart from Hellions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if he takes a third base fast, too, tanks on the higher ground, bunker on the lower ground, tanks behind that, these roaches won't be able to do that much damage.
Yeah, I mean, what are they really going to do? They're just going to run against a wall of pain. There's no real point in it. And unless he gets a mass roach composition, he's able to smash his way through. Maybe with a tunneling clause. I mean, I've seen that done before. For instance, a unwary Terran that decides, you know what, I don't want to put down missile turret at the front, can be caught off guard by tunneling roaches.
So double engineering bait on the way from Beastyqt as well. So really fast third, double engineering bait, that's a little bit risky. Especially against the way that we're actually seeing
he's massing roaches very rapidly, yeah.
It's a little bit dangerous. He's kind of expecting a more muleless playstyle that's pretty standard here. And it's getting a bit hazy now. It's getting rough. 9 minutes is when, turrets, not turrets, sorry, the engineering base finish and so on, upgrades start to become. Turrets are going to come down around 10 minutes time. Are we going to see, like, mass turrets? Because if he builds too many turrets, he's going to actually lose. Like,
I mean, to be honest, he could lose right now, potentially. He's only going to be a third tank out by that. He doesn't have siege tech. Oh, yes, never mind, he does. Right, still low.
Oh, there it is. He sees it now. The Zalnaga Town is like, that's what's coming.
Yeah, roach speed kicks in about halfway across the map. Roach count's now at 30. That's the army supply count. Obviously, it is still roaches, but this wall-off is not going to hold them for too long. And Ciara...
too many tanks, though. I mean.
Yeah, well, you would think so, certainly, especially in that confined space. Ciara's getting nice and close to also annihilate those, but yeah, he did throw away a lot of roaches. Now at half roach count, and he got to get in close to those tanks if he wants to stand any chance here. And Mule's coming down here as well just to repair that tank, keep it alive. Oh, he keeps the tank alive. Very nicely done.
And only 11 SCVs killed, so it's not that bad considering you've got 3 command centers and triple SCV production, triple mules coming down. So more roaches are in the way, so he's just going to continue with this and try to bust through again. But if it didn't work before, there's an extra tank there now, which is obviously going to make things almost impossible.
Yeah, Beastyqt is well prepared for that as well, and the longer he waits, of course, the closer we get +1 infantry weapon to finish. So I'm not entirely convinced by this. The Roaches are going to try and pick up a few Hellions, and they're able to take one out. Oh, nicely done there. A little bit of flanking maneuver there by Ciara. Traps another one, actually blocks that one from leaving. Beastyqt, I think, is okay just to throw those away at this point. He doesn't really seem to care.
And, well, he's building 11 drones at once. At this stage of the game, you've got that much lava, you can do that very easily.
Yep.
But he's kind of overproduced in drones to the point of where he can't saturate both bases right now. So he's going to have to wait a little bit longer until that actually becomes more valid when that third base comes up. But meanwhile, Beastyqt just adding on the racks like you do.
Yep.
He's raxing it up. Going to take that third command center very, very shortly as he's starting a mass amount of units where he will basically hold that third base pretty easily.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, just pure roaches still double upgrades on the way as well. +1 and +1 carapace going to be starting very, very shortly here.
Yeah, Ciara is looking fairly good in that regard. His roach count is nice for the time being. There's no real possibility of a push out just yet from Beastyqt. At some point, he'll want to try and take the center of the map, but for the moment, he's just fairly content with what he's doing. Burrow coming up right here for Ciara. Always a good choice. Try and get that tunneling claws, get in and do some damage. There is a missile turret there to prevent that from happening, but there might not be on the third when Beastyqt finally decides to roll out to it.
And the only one way I can see really Beastyqt losing this, well, 2 ways. He either gets caught out of siege mode and dies, or that he doesn't have a turret on the third base and their unborrowed roaches just pop up underneath all the tanks. That's, the second option. So it's going to be interesting. He should be turreting up, and there is actually a green turret placed down. So
yep, he has forced the lift right there, and a little bit of damage done, but Burrow will easily clean that up. He can't kill it just yet. He has no means to actually do that. Ventral Sack's coming in, so it's looking like we're just going to drop directly past the defensive line, which is probably the smartest thing you could possibly do at the minute, with Beastyqt now pushing out to try and create this wide arc at the front.
And it's going to be very hard for Ciara from here. I'm not even sure what he's going to do. Oh, actually, he's building Ventral Sack, so he may try to drop, but it's, you know, he's playing up against the wall. Despite having the supply lead, that's only because he has roaches that are increasing that. The SCV count 55 and 4 mules versus 69. So I'd like to see right now Ciara taking the 5th and 6th gas, maybe the 7th and 8th, and then start to look at other options, such as throwing down the infestation pit, thinking about going to hive. As staying only on roach against the Terran player, it's literally just going to sit there until he's at a high supply count and then roll you. It's going to be rough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it if he decides to go with the mass drop, which is what he's looking to do. Ciara now knows there's also a sensor tower right there. The main problem being that you have to wonder, well, what is he going to do with that roach force that's already been spotted? If he moves back, then Beastyqt may smell that something's up. And that could be really, really unpleasant for him. I'm
surprised that Beastyqt hasn't even started to build Marauders. You know, very simple, counter to roaches. Yeah, he's kind of expecting Ciara not to stay on roaches for the entire of the game, so building Marauders would become a little bit useless. But double drops coming in though, as he does stand on that third base quite easily now, north side and the main side.
Yep, we'll have a look at both. Not really too much hanging on the main right now, and a couple of overlords were picked up here and there. Ciara's got plenty spare, so that really isn't all that relevant. Ciara's actually now maxed, so he'll be looking to strike at some point in the not too distant future, and those drops don't really do an awful lot. He's noticed that overlord speed's done, so that may give him a little bit of an indication that something unpleasant could be coming his way. And
there are the roaches. There are the roaches on their way. Marines getting cleaned up down this third base as well. But there are the overlords.
Yeah, Beastyqt spots nothing at this point. He has no idea.
All his armies on the lower ground. So what we may see here, well, depending on how much gas he actually mines, because he doesn't have that much gas to remax over again. He actually needs more gas than that to do that.
Yeah.
So we could see him do a lot of damage and then die to a counterattack if he doesn't stop mining gas properly. Or we could basically just sit another 200 roach army out and ready to fight.
Yeah, he could very well do that. Ciara now going in for the drop, and that missile turret is going to kill one of those before the drop, which is very sloppy, really, by Ciara right there. And there we go, right into the mineral line. And damage is going to start to be done here to the production facilities. And Beastyqt is responding by doing absolutely nothing at the moment, which is entirely standard. And he will continue to move forward with this.
It's like the death march, literally.
It literally is the death march because there's a missile turret right there, so I'm not really keen on this. But the shelling is coming down and doing, actually, it's going to kill his own tanks, which is an entirely standard maneuver in this situation. And some damage certainly being done there. More roaches just hanging on, a fear of this single marine over here.
Right, a drop onto the third base here, cleaning up a few drones. Going to take down the hatchery if he's not careful, actually, down here. Meanwhile, this roach is finally going to get cleaned up with this tanks in position, but done a lot of damage overall. Killed a lot of SCVs here, like 10 plus.
Ciara's doing an excellent job of headbutting the Marines down here, which is doing absolutely nothing to them. He's just rallied 4 roaches to their death for no reason and then lost his hatchery. You can tell Ciara is obviously on top of his game here.
Yeah, another drop here, but this one was actually not really did anything, simply because, look, actually, there we go, 3 macro hatches in the center of the map, standard to get rid of your minerals.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, why
Meanwhile,
not?
this is the kind of location where there's the counterattack can pretty much come and kill him.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he doesn't have even the lava injects. The energy on the Queens is so incredibly high all over the place. You can see that his mechanics are falling due to not playing that much in StarCraft 2 right now. And he literally cannot max out. Even though he's got more gas than he had before, he can't physically max out.
Yeah, he's running into a lot of problems there. Beastyqt is playing an incredibly passive game at this point and just dropping here and there, harassing where he can. That Medevac's drops have now been cleaned up. And this one, as I killed... That hatchery shouldn't have even died. I mean, those of you who saw it on the stream, you may not have seen it in the audience, but 4 roaches spawned. They were rallied in one direction. They simply headbutted the Marines, did nothing, and were killed very easily. And now the roach is going to get a little bit of pressure on here, and Beastyqt has now been supply blocked as a direct result of this. Unfortunately, that tank is... there we go. It's now in range and will... No, actually, never mind. This is a supporting tank, overlapping fields of fire going in right there. So
he can't stop these Marines. It's like The +3
Not
Marines.
really, no.
There's nothing he can do to stop this.
What you going to do when they come for you? It's not going to happen, is it? And Ciara might have a lot of spare overlords, but he's not going to after this push. I can tell you that for a fact. 3 macro hatcheries in the middle of the map has now been donated as a gift, kind of like the Zerg equivalent of a fruit basket to Beastyqt, as he continues to smash his way through the center.
He's going to wait for Pathogen Glands to finish, though he's not really making any infestors, so I guess that doesn't matter either. But, you know, there's nothing he can do right now. This army's way too strong.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Anyway, a lot of Zerglings coming out right there, and a huge amount of overlords absolutely slaughtered. Look, Ciara GG's. That is actually probably the most surprising thing in this entire series. There you go.
Indeed it was, and unfortunately both of these players drop out anyway. There's the fool's joke.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, so there you go. Beastyqt playing a reasonably good game there. Ciara slipping up on a lot of different ways. So therein lies the problem, and that's probably why he didn't do so well. Kind of a shame to see Beastyqt go out, honestly, but it was in a fairly strong group, so it's, I suppose, to be expected. Sometimes getting lucky with the draws.
Indeed.
Simple as that.
Dinner time for us.
Dinner time for us and dinner time for the players, more to the point.
Yeah, another hour away before we go live again on this stream. It will be with Sen and Grubby, though.
That is going to be a match.
That's a very, very good game.
Damn right. I'm looking forward to that one. Sen versus Grubby, folks, coming in about an hour's time on this stream. Remember that there are 2 other streams available. Check out teamliquid.net for the listings of those. There's still games going on. Click between 3 streams. Bring them all up. Watch 3 times Starcraft. It'll make you 3 times a skill. My name's been TotalBiscuit.
And I'm D'Apollo.
We shall be back shortly.